Thank you. Hi, everyone. I'm Kat. As said, I'm the manager of commercial waste and recycling over in the city of Melbourne, and today I'm going to talk about the shared garbage compactor and recycling hub facilities that we have for our businesses there. Just an acknowledgement of country. This conference is located in the Gumbaynggirr lands, and we respectfully acknowledge the traditional owners of the land we're meeting on and pay respects to the elders past, present, and emerging. So, just a quick overview, the waste and recycling hubs are shared facilities that we have for our commercial businesses to use, and this project actually fits within our City of Melbourne's Waste and Recycling Strategy 2030, and it is used to drive some of the, and achieve some of those targets that we've got there. So why shared facilities? So as you can see from this photo, that laneway is Literature Lane. It's one of the smaller laneways within our city of Melbourne, and there were about 50 bins that were sitting out throughout the laneway and then bending backwards there as well. So the shared facilities, and that's all prior to the shared facilities being installed. In particular, we're aiming to really improve the visual appeal and odor of the laneway, decrease a lot of the noise impacts that we're getting from waste collections and truck movements, decrease the antisocial behavior that we're finding in that laneway, and discourage illegal dumping as well in that area. So, as you all know, waste attract waste. So, illegal dumping, we're just trying to hopefully get rid of all of that was going on behind the bins. Last of all, we were hoping to uplift and activate the laneway and drive more economic benefits if there were more people that were passing through that area as well. We also really wanted to create a more effective source separation system for our businesses because, as you can see, most of our businesses there only actually have a landfill bin, and prior to our shared facilities there. So within that waste and recycling hub, we currently collect 4 material streams from that hub. So we've got landfill, cardboard, commingled, and also food organics. Our business organic service actually started in March 2024, and that is a month prior to when the hubs was actually installed. We wanted the businesses to get into a habit of actually separating their food waste out of their garbage before our mini compactor went in. And this was done with Good Cycles, which is a social enterprise. How it works is that Good Cycles would be on e-bikes. They would drive up to the business, and then a business would hand over a 22-liter tub full of food organics, and then Good Cycles would then exchange it for clean, empty tubs. And because due to that high frequency of interactions that we have with them in person, we actually get really good, we are able to provide very immediate feedback in terms of contaminants that we were finding in their tubs, and therefore our food service actually only has like less than 1% contamination. Additionally, we needed the food out because, as you can see, the mini compactors are quite tiny. We needed to really try to get all of that out so that organics then free up more space within the mini compactor, and we don't have as many collections within that space. So the Waste and Recycling Hub, that started in April 2024, and we currently have 17 businesses that are participating within the Hub's program. On average, our mini compactor is currently being collected every second day, and businesses are disposing of about 300 kilos a day of garbage. Cardboard is collected 1 or 2 times a day, depending on weekdays, weekends, and we get around 33 to 34,000 liters a week. Commingled collected twice a day, that is around 17 to 18 liters a week. And the food organics is a daily collection, but then the frequency depends on the business. So, if you're open all day, then it could be up to 3 collections a day, or if you're only open for nighttime, then it could just be 1 collection a day. And for the food organics, we currently collect about 500 kilograms a day from that particular site. Onto the fun technology side of things. So this is our mini waste compactor, and this was co-designed with Waste Tech. They've actually got a booth. Feel free to visit them. So we co-designed this to fit into very small, compact spaces. There were actually a lot of challenges trying to fit all of the features that City of Melbourne wanted in with a compactor, because we wanted, restricted access. So, our businesses have to use a swipe card system to access this. And then therefore we can track, how often people are using it, how much they're throwing away. We wanted the waste to be weighed and NMI certified, so then we can eventually charge by weight. So then also we can then provide all of this feedback back to the individual businesses as well. We also wanted error notifications, so that the operational team, when for example, a business threw in too much threw in too much waste into our mini compactor and it's jammed, is this something that they could remotely restart, or is this something that they have to then send a technician out on site to fix? So with all of that, it was quite a challenging design process, but we got there at the end. So it currently holds about 3,000 liters of waste, which translates to about 1 ton, or a conservative estimate of around 1,100 liter bins that goes in there. We also wanted it to be visually appealing within the laneway, so we have our artwork on top of that. This particular one is done by an artist called Michelle Pereira, and because of our 2 collection systems, this particular mini compactor also has a custom tug connection for our electric tug, and fork pockets for our side loader forklift. Because big collection vehicles just don't fit into these laneways where we'll have a mini compactor, we did have to find compact solutions, and one of these is our side loader forklift. And actually both of the collection systems are actually world first in a city environment, so we're pretty chuffed with that particular bit. And usually these side loader forklifts are used in warehousing or industrial estates. So we worked with Bowman to customize this one because we needed it to be roadworthy, since it needs to actually go to our depot to dispose of the waste, and also it needed to be suitable for waste collecting and emptying waste. So it's quite small, as you can see. It can lift up to 6 tons, which is more than what we need it for. It's got a very small turning circle. Because it's EV, there's like almost no noise associated with that. And also the fork rotator, that was fitted so then we can actually tip waste out. And we have a lot of customized safety as well for our driver. So you can kind of see it in operation, and I'll show you a video later to actually see how it all works. But it basically picks it up from the side onto the side loader forklift, and then they drive it to our depot, they tip it back, they open the rear door, they tip it out, and then it just goes back into place. So the side loader forklift only travels 24 kilometers an hour, and the entire process is about an hour. So this is actually usually done in the early hours of the morning, because we weren't keen for angry city drivers to call City of Melbourne. The second one that we use is the electric tug. So this tug is usually used in industrial estates to move really heavy equipment. This particular one is a Sidecraft electric tug, and we did have to customize it a little bit so that so that it would actually connect onto our mini compactor at the front. As you can see, it has a really good towing capacity and a lift capacity, which is more than what we need for as well. And it is very compact. It has a really small turning circle, which means that we can actually get this into laneways where our side loader wouldn't even fit. And with that, we also have, it's really easy to operate with minimal force. As you can see, one person can operate it. It's with the power steering and all that kind of stuff. It's got a decent 6 to 8 hour of a runtime and 4 to 6 hours of recharge time. Currently, we only have 1 site that is using it, but within this financial year, we're hoping to roll out 3 more sites, so then that runtime will actually come into play. So the entire process is basically we will have, so the tray that is connected to the hook lift is actually custom designed for us as well. The driver basically gets to the site, unhooks the tug from the tray, and then moves it to the compactor, connects it onto the compactor, back onto the tray. The tray then has, is clipped in, sorry, the tray then has the side bars to clip in the tug and the mini compactor, and the entire thing is taken off site. So when we get to the depot, the rear door is unlocked, nothing comes off the tray, it just gets tipped out and then closed and then back into the laneway as well. So this one is actually a little bit faster because the hook lift truck actually goes not 24 kilometers an hour, so it is whatever the speed limit is on the roads. So it's usually a little bit under an hour from what I remember.
We've co-designed a mini waste compactor to fit in small spaces. A lot of the standard waste trucks don't fit into those laneways, so we've had to use these innovative solutions to get in and out of the laneways to collect waste. We're using 2 different collection systems, which is the first time in the world they've been used in a city environment. These facilities have really helped to improve amenity in our laneways. We've reduced the number of bins in the laneway, the number of trucks coming in and out of the laneways, and help businesses to recycle better. Keep an eye out for more mini waste compactors at our new hubs throughout the central city.
So that kind of showed you how the 2 collection system works, and how it actually works really, really well within the city of Melbourne, the really narrow laneways that we've got. And here's a little bit of a before and after shot of that particular laneway. So you can see the amenity has drastically improved since we've got our shared facilities in there. We've received lots of positive feedback from our businesses, but also predominantly from our residents within that area, because there's, as City of Melbourne is, most of it is businesses down the bottom, and then it's just residentials on top. So we're very pleased that we're also able to get this in at the end of that particular laneway. So currently it's a closed system, but there's a metro tunnel project that is going to finish next financial year. So then we're expecting a lot more through traffic, and getting this in before then was really vital to actually just cleaning it up before we get a lot of foot traffic in the area. So yeah, that concludes my presentation. So open up for questions.